Vacation today.
Good morning. The Word of God exists within every aspect of creation. As a vibrating reality of consciousness, form is this light. Form is this sound, creating the matrix of reality. This mind grid of supreme being is that which all that which is individual and that which is beyond all comprehension as well. All of God, all of creation, all of the manifestation that is life.
And let's sing our opening hymn, which is Let There Be Peace. You'll find it on the white card.
Here we go. Sorry.
All right. Are we going to have a first song, a first hymn?
If I had a hammer and she's leading it and singing it, and we're gonna,
I don't know that I'm going to lead it, but I will say that everybody knows this song. It's the old Peter, Paul, and Mary song, If I Had a Hammer. And so it's if I had a hammer, hold split second. If I had a hammer, hammer in the morning, hammer in the evening, all over this land. And then if I had a bell, I'd ring it. And then if I had a song, then I'd sing it. And then the fourth refrain is, I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song. And it's about justice, and it's about freedom, and it's about love. And I just want to say, as a preface to the song, Pete Seeger wrote it back probably in the mid to late 50s, and it was sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary in 1963, when there was dang near 1 million people stretched out between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. And it's stood the test of time as a beacon of beauty and wonder. And it says, a hammer of danger and warning, because we need to come into awareness about what's going on around us, but that love is what will allow us to create justice and freedom in this world. So as you're singing it, have the awareness and sing it as it's intended to kind of be like, a folk praise of sorts. Okay? Oh my God. Okay. Sure. Okay. Excuse me. Logistics. Here we go. All right. Thank you. So, gosh, the wonders of YouTube, right? Do you want me to do this? Can we do this a cappella? Are we going to do this a cappella? Yeah? Okay. I'm gonna, if technology will allow me, just a moment, I will locate Peter, Paul, and Mary singing "If I Had a Hammer," and it just keeps on coming back to Inner Balance, which is a really beautiful harmonic resonant sound. Okay. Heavens to Betsy. We're going to sing it. Sure, go ahead. We're winging it, folks. When she comes.
Okay, start with this.
Hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. Okay. I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out danger. Here's the other way. I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Now I've got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the hammer of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. Okay.
All righty. We did it. We can do this. We can improvise. We're always good at that. All right. So at this time, I'd like to read our statement of intent. Our statement of intent. We are fortunate to have a variety of speakers for Sunday services. By using guest speakers, we gain wisdom from all those who share. This is a church where we can worship the God of our own understanding, a place to experience joy and be uplifted, a place where we can gain strength and inspiration to share with all we meet throughout the week. We invite you to join us in this celebration of life, to nourish your spirit and to enjoy the company of kindred souls. And so let's do some announcements here. First of all, our speaker today is Lisa, and she's been around for a while now, a couple years, just a couple. For those of you who know her, you know how long she's been here. I'm not going to go into that part. We don't want to show our age. Oh, a quarter of a century, she says. Okay. So Lisa Cerri is our speaker. She's going to speak about what is not God, right? Or yes, okay. What is not God? And she'll go into details about that when she gets up here. So with that in mind, we're going to have a wonderful service today. And we'd also like to remind you, next Sunday, church picnic. Yippee! We're all going to have some fun. All right, so we have a whole lot of things that we need to have going on today with this church picnic thing. First of all, there is a sign-up sheet on the tables downstairs. You can sign up and give your opinions, thoughts, or perspectives, or you can just sign up and say, I'll bring a grill, or I will bring this, or I will bring that, so that we know who's going to be participating. And then Carol and I, when we go out, we've kind of decided on brats as the main menu. the meat portion of our menu. But if you want something different, or if we think it should be something else, let us know, and we'll take care of that as we can. But we do need salads, we do need snacks, we don't need cookies, as far as I understand, because we had a lot last week, right?
Well, it's Jerry's birthday. I was gonna bring a cake.
Oh, and she's gonna bring a cake for Jerry's birthday. Yes, all right.
I'll go to Sam's and get one of those.
Oh, awesome. So we have plenty of sweets, so remember that. We do need salads, we do need nibblies like chips and dips and whatever and that. So whatever tickles your fancy and whatever you would like to bring it along, but please do alert us a little bit ahead of time. So it's gonna be after church on Sunday. We're gonna try to hang out outside as much as we can. If we can set up some tables and chairs somewhere, somewhat flat, we'll do that. Or we'll just kind of hang out on the sidewalk or somewhat. We'll have fun. Carol?
Last year we had it out front, it was great.
The one year we had it out front because it's flat, we were very exposed to our traffic going by, but we had fun and everybody, and people honked and waved and so, yeah. So whatever we do, we'll have fun. All right, and I do have other announcements. Carolyn coached me here, so. All right, so, yeah, sign up sheets for the church picnic. Lisa and John have fixed up the stucco repair on the edges of our building, around the base of the building. And we now do have some paint samples that Lisa has painted on the side of the door coming in and out downstairs, and along the farthest window that direction underneath the main office window. So you can kind of get a view of the color paints kind of in shadow and in bright sunlight. So during lunchtime at some point, take your coffee, go out, meander around, check out the colors close up and far away, because it makes a difference. And because I know I picked something different when I was further away. So that's my take on that. Paint for painting the stucco instead of having the gray. We do have a gray option, but we were thinking maybe something different this time when we paint. So, all right. Any other announcements? All right, then let's move on. The principles. Let us say our principles. Our principles on the white card. All righty. So, we believe God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith. I'm sorry. God is, I'm thinking of I'm sorry, I'm looking the wrong thing. Sorry, I can read, I can. This is all impromptu. God is the eternal source and creator of all and is present in everything. Our eternal soul, endowed with free will, grows through many lifetimes. Communication occurs between the physical and spiritual worlds. Prayer and meditation strengthen our connection to the divine. All healing comes from Source. Seeking this for ourselves and compassion for others' suffering is the highest priority. Because we are all one, what we do unto others, we do unto ourselves. The choice of love is always open for every soul. Living these principles leads us to grow in divine love. And at this time, speaking of the healing, which we did earlier, let us say the prayer for spiritual healing, which is on the flip side of your card. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and power of God. And with the thought of healing in mind, let us turn to our healing bowl. Our healing bowl is active all the time. And we can put intentions into our bowl either physically on paper or intentionally with our thoughts and prayers. So at this time, we do have several people who need our prayers. Number one of those is Carolyn. She slipped and fell somewhere along the line. I was gone for a week, so I don't know when exactly it happened, but she texted me this morning and said, I need to stay off my feet. So that's why I stepped in today. So let's pray for her quick recovery. She needs to be able to get back on her feet, and hopefully all will go well with that. And Carol.
Okay. Just some prayers for our Steve, and he's just not feeling good. And I don't know why or anything, and he just needs some energy flowing his way with light, love, and all the rest. Yeah, and who else? I know there's more. Anybody else?
We're grateful for Marky Mark.
We're so grateful Marky is here. Look at him. He's awesome. And he's in heaven, he said. So it's all good. So thank you for that so much. So let's see, Steve, I can't think right now. What else?
Anyone else have any prayers? So for everyone who needs prayers out there, I think everyone, I don't know about you guys, but I've been feeling a little shift lately. So it's like a little out of whack. So let's pray for ourselves and for those who need it, which we have done with our healing prayer. And let's just take a moment of silence before we sing our song, and then Lisa's going to do our meditation. All right, let's come back and let's sing our song In the Silence, number 74 in Wings of Song.
So everybody, just place your feet on the ground before you. Open up the soles of your feet. Take a soft, slow, deep breath in. Soften your crown. Open to the constellations. And just continue to breathe. Follow the resonant sound. You're following your breath. You're drawing your breath up from Mother Earth, through the soles of your feet, through your knees, through your hips. It spills up and into and spills over your pelvic bowl and into your belly. With each breath, you're drawing earth energy up into your lungs and your spine, continuing that earth energy, that deep, electromagnetically grounded presence into the body, as your body. Up through your shoulders, filling and expanding your chest. Out through your arms, your elbows, your fingertips. And finally, bathing softly your mind, your awareness, your head, your vision, your senses, and connecting with the universe in its entirety. Each breath, a remembrance of this connection to Earth. And just allow that to continue to flow. And gently shift your attention to the constellations, to the cosmos, to the galactic energies, to the ancient ones, the guides, the ascended masters, and allow your breath to guide their wisdom and presence through the crown and into your body, through your mind's eye, to your throat and your form of expression. Let it seat itself in your heart, all with the breath, still connecting with the earth, breathing from above and below, and out through the heart. Allow that wisdom to continue to run gently down your body, down your central channel, your spine, to your lower quarters, into your base, through your legs, down through the soles of your feet, and back into the earth. Creating the wonder of our toroidal field, the field of all creation, all existence, with our breath, breathing from above and below. Allow that centered, balanced sense of peace to fill you. Arise in your mind and inform every cell of your body, of your divine nature. Just continuing to breathe from above and below and out through the heart. Extending from your field to the field of those beside you in these pews. enough to fill this building of our blessed box, and onto our neighbors in this town and others, in this state and others, in this country and others, to the world in its entirety. This is you with your breath expanding out through the entire planetary grid and beyond, permeating the magnetic core of the earth and allowing it in turn to permeate you, ground you, cause your presence to come to cause, to be at cause in your life with your breath. Each blessed breath. And while retaining this expansive state of connectivity to all that is, we call a point of awareness to come back to this particular moment in time and allow us to be present in each other's presence here, Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church, Duluth, Minnesota, United States of America, world, cosmos, AM. Amen. So, as we allow ourselves to gently flow back into this space and time, I want to let you know that I have taken on a mission that is not beyond any of our capacities, but is a place where the best I can do right now is lead you a bunch of breadcrumbs, because we're all on this powerful evolutionary path. And Carolyn asked me a couple of months ago what I wanted to speak on, and I rarely know that far in advance. And so finally I just typed out something. She said, I'm putting out the newsletter. And this is what I wrote to her. I'd like to explore and expand and hone ways to hone our spiritual sight, our quote unquote spiritual sight, knowing how to read the moment, how to interpret energy, perceiving everything we witness as evidence of divine presence, harnessing this awareness as a means to enhance our resilience in these times of change and chaos. And I have to tell you that a night or two ago, when I was kind of preparing for this talk, I looked at where I was in that present moment a couple of nights ago and said, I'm going to do what? I'm going to do what? And, you know, I thought about all of my time here. I have been here a quarter of a century. It just sounds so much longer than 25 years. And that, I don't know, that would have made me 38-ish or so when I came here, and I'm 62-ish now. And I feel like in all the times I've ever come to speak with you all, one of the things that I seek to do is can you hear that? Is that just me? Tick, 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 diddly. Um, is to be pretenseless. Like it's a quality that I observed in a friend of mine who ran a place called the Morning Glory Cafe in Flagstaff. And the first time I ever walked into her cafe, um, she greeted everyone as if she had known you for centuries. She had such an awesome timelessness about her, an abundance of warmth. I mean, like I honestly, I can aspire to that, but I don't possess that. But I realized that we all have a million veils and a million different ego constructs, and some of them are always going to remain in place. They're us. They're our personality. We can we can inhabit them without justification or defense or apology. The sifter, the place where that chaff and grain thing goes on and you end up with the finest quality of your person, is the sifting out of the ego's defense mechanisms and hardening and cause for holding us in separation from others. Those are places that I work on. I feel like at some point in time, almost everyone in this room and I have had a meaningful conversation with each other. I have shared a kind word. You have comforted me. I have comforted you. And that's a huge part of how community is created and a part of what's so imperative in these times. That's a breadcrumb. And I think I've talked to a lot of people about if I ever had a Native American name, it would be Talks in Trees, and that there's multitudinous branches to my train of thought. And sometimes it's going to seem like I go off on an entirely different branch. And I'm just going to ask you to explore this with me and then trust that you'll see the tree at the end, because the next thing I'm going to talk about is this bottle of water. And in the last several months, in this very year of 2024, folks who work at the Livermore Landsmore something physics laboratory somewhere up in Northern California took like 2,000 lasers. I could make it up because you guys probably, if Steve Plaza isn't here to test me on these specific stats, we'll be none the wiser and you'll get the important and most salient part of it. They took like 2,000 some odd lasers and they shot it toward a one particular molecule and they lit it up to like 200,000 degrees or something. And within something the size of this bottle, a canister that was vacuum sealed and contained, they created nuclear fusion. And they lit that molecule up and it exploded into a miniaturized supernova in a bottle. And they say that in a bottle this size, the quantifiable energy is equivalent to, and this is a real figure, 29,000 barrels of oil in a bottle of water. It will take another handful of years or decades to figure out how to manifest the mechanisms that allow this to start to feed a grid and power people on the planet. But the potential for it has been broken open. And I look at that allegorically as very synonymous to where we are all as individuals too. in these awakenings, that the intensity of that which is coming to and through us in our life experiences, in our explorations, in the nature of how the cosmos is ordered astrologically. Does everybody kind of know, and have you heard that there's a huge photonic belt that has hyperactive light particles that has existed in the cosmos out away from us for a long time? But we galactically, our galaxy is literally passing through that photonic belt now. Do people know that in this year, 2024, when we had the aurora borealis back a few months ago, that there have been more coronal mass ejections and like whatever quantity it is, like an M5 out of a scale of 1 to 5, there were like none in 2023, and there have been like 12 of them this year. There's more solar activity. We're hanging out in these photonic particles. There are scientists that are harnessing certain mechanisms to create a contained state of energy that can then be transmitted into something that we might find useful. And we too are being asked to become useful by our exposure to whatever measure of light is coming, whatever measure of light we're generating, whatever measure of light we're generating with our prayer, our meditation. Another breadcrumb. When one looks at the reality that there's a mini supernova in this bottle, somebody could just say, oh, there's $10 trillion worth of profit to be found in this bottle now. It could be quantified in money in the time that we are here. That is not seeing with spiritual sight, or the kind I'm asking for you to maybe gain a little clarity on or focus from. I'm wanting you to be able to touch into the reality of that supernova being able to hold the intensity and potency of that life force in it as tantamount to us as individuals. They're all within us. We're what, they say 70, 80% water. Our cells are being activated. Our consciousness is being activated. Our hearts are being activated. The nature of how we connect with each other is being altered. Witness in every system. Science, astrology, economy, politics, society. So, reading the moment, interpreting energy, perceiving everything we witness as evidence of divine presence, harnessing this awareness as a means to enhance our resilience in these times of change and chaos. I watch us walk around sometimes at the effect of change and chaos. Every one of our lives as individuals is affected by what happens in our own worlds and what happens exteriorly that feeds over and bleeds over into our own lives. And the sound that was echoing as a background to both call you in here and during the meditation is something called inner balance. And I swear, and I love when this happens, I went to sleep listening to something else and woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and that was playing on my iPad. And it is 3 hours and 33 minutes and 33 seconds long. It's like Trinity energy, right? Stepped down into a sound, creating a resonance calling us at the cellular and molecular level to come into our own internal harmonic convergence. You remember back in the 80s or the 90s when they were talking about the harmonic convergence, and of course, like everybody's made the allusions, I certainly have, to the age of Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, right? And so that's part of why I went to singing. If I had a hammer, if I had a bell, if I had a song, it'd hammer out danger. Danger is what happens when you don't meet the moment with awareness. When you trip and fall, certainly sometimes things just happen, but a part of what happened is that you weren't being as quite conscious or present as you could have been in that moment. So we feel some sense of inherent danger in the world: wars, rumors of wars, societal unrest, economic insecurity, change at accelerated pace. How do we develop the resilience that allows us to maintain a sense of being, of purpose, of humanity, of love, of community, of presence with each other? Part of how I do that is to not look at what's going on out there and think of it as any different than what's going on in here. And I don't draw a line at the supernova in a bottle. I'm like, whoa. When I heard about the reality that they had reached that point, it felt like such an amplified turning point in the manifestation of how light is evidencing itself on this planet. And we've been tripping the light fantastic in our own ways, on our own paths, coming into this little blessed box for decades, over a century now. And I just want to say, I feel like it's incumbent upon me and incumbent upon you to like keep on cracking out open that awareness, to see things in that way, to use your spiritual sight, to do the truth of the namaste, to see the divine in everyone, everything, every circumstance, every shitstorm, every hurricane, every candidate. Don't hold yourself in separation from it. Acknowledge it as evidence of the divine presence. The title of the talk is, What is Not God? If you say that in a certain way, you could have an implied understanding that there's something that is or is not. What is not God? What I'm going to tell you what is not God, or you can hear it from the place that I'm caring to speak it from, a place of awe and wonder. What is not God? La ilaha illallah is the Sufi saying, the zikr. There is no God but God. There is no reality but God. Nothing that we see, nothing that we are, nothing that is not God. That concludes my breadcrumbs. Amen.
All right, so can we get a couple of people to grab the baskets and do the offering for us? Oh, Lisa. Her nova exploded.
My supernova done runs over.
No, it's okay. Just play a little bit, you know. Jerry, my friend.
Thank you, thank you.
Give us a prayer, Jerry.
A prayer is to the universe of all of creation, the creation of the planet Earth, but also the creation of all the spiritual part of each of us that has been here for all this time, for us to feel, to share with light, compassion, and love with each other that we are always and have been. And I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Hooray, hooray, hooray!
Ooh, thank you, Jerry. And now we'll have, there we go. And now we'll sing our next song, which is
This is my song.
This Is My Song, and that's 206 in Wings of Song. Go for it. Is my song. Now, grab your little white card there, and we are going to say our church affirmation. All righty, you ready? We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. As our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership and people to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. Woo! We are grateful. Now, benediction from our good friend Lisa, and then we will gather in our circle.
My benediction today is a building benediction. I would like for everyone here for a moment to envision this church literally in its physicality, all of its flaws and all of its wonders, all of its possessions and all of its containments. And recognize that we've been working on a maintenance of the exterior for some time. And I've been looking at it very much the way I look at when I do a renovation on a home, that what I'm ultimately intending to do is to create an invitation for the right people to be there in the space, to live there and continue to be the stewards. And that I would like, in the course of our reworking the exterior, many people, Denise, John, myself, Carolyn, pretty much everybody here, Michael, working on clearing the parking lot, working on redoing the stucco, bringing maybe some color, laying out the rock, literally pulling up plants from where they were and placing them in a new place. And the intention to try to get it done prior to the picnic so that we could celebrate both the inside and the outside, our inside, our outside, the buildings inside, the buildings outside, the wonder of what is here. It's time. I think the desire is there. We need to create the invitation. So my benediction is for this building to allow the work that we continue to do here with intention from our hearts, from the heart of this church, to create an invitation to this community in whatever form or fashion. In some respects, the threshold has always been there. Many have crossed our threshold. Many have utilized this space as a springboard to other places. Many have remained. And we continue to be our sturdy little church. Blessed be.